Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Okay, moving on. Next one comes to us from Hemant Mehta over at friendlyatheist.com. Says, having a baby, good luck if you rely on a Christian healthcare sharing ministry. So, are you familiar with those things?
I've heard politicians argue that they should be the brunt of our medical assistance instead of government help.
I did read the alt text. What are you talking about? I didn't forget the alt text. I know about XKCD alt text, man. Yeah. So basically, Christian healthcare sharing ministry is in unregulated insurance, essentially.
Yeah.
These companies will be like, hey, give us your money like an insurance plan, and then when you need healthcare, we will maybe pay for your healthcare, but more likely than not, we're just going to say no and keep your money, which honestly is not that different from normal healthcare in the States.
No, it's not.
From my understanding.
Also, sidebar, I saw a physician go on Twitter and mention, I think I might have sent this tweet to you. I don't know. But a physician went on Twitter and mentioned how United or some other healthcare place denied the insurance claim of a person who was just sitting in fucking ICU.
Oh,
like
yes,
they needed
care.
Me, didn't you? Yes, I believe so. They needed care desperately, and somebody responded to that tweet saying, "Well, that doesn't stop you from doing the care, though." Actually, in some cases, yes, the fuck it does. And in other cases, it puts you in medical debt forever, where your wages get garnished and you fucking kill yourself because you can't live. So
yeah, groups like Samaritan Ministries and Liberty Health Share ask everyone in the system to pay a specific amount into the insurance pool every month, but the companies don't collect all the cash or send it to healthcare providers.
Well, now we have dozens plus 4.
So for a fee, the company simply tells individuals where to send their money.
Have any? I remember us not having any.
We have so many.
We have so many cans of tomato paste. I'm sorry, hon, but now we have more tomato paste.
It's not like it's going to go bad. It's cans of tomato paste.
It's not going to go bad at all.
You just don't need tomato paste for like a year. Yeah, so it's not really insurance, but they pretend to be insurance. I had someone in the chat earlier was saying that, like, oh, there we go. Progress Only was saying insurance technically has to pay 80% of premiums towards care overall because they're regulated. So even if they're shit, they're still regulated to do stuff like that.
There's at least something there.
Whereas these guys typically pay about 25% of the premiums towards actual healthcare,
while pretending to be a good replacement for healthcare, while politicians sing the praises of them.
Yeah. Well, I dabbled in libertarianism when I was younger, and so I can see the argument for this, and that, like, you know, the government shouldn't be forcing people through taxes to pay for other people's healthcare when realistically, like, they had, like, back in the early 1900s, there were like church groups where people would, and they basically described this thing where people would pay into it, and they described insurance or whatever.
Yeah, we also didn't have fucking hospitals in the early 1900s.
Yeah. Also, well, I mean, that was back when doctors did house calls.
Yeah, that was when the primary way that you got care was through doctor house calls. And you know what's funny? Because of how fucked the medical sorry, whenever we get on medical industry stuff, I'm gonna go on a tangent because of the fucking essay. It's where my brain has been. But the essays, at least it's done. At least I'm done writing. Now I just have to record. But anyway, so funnily enough, we've actually gone full circle and gone back to the doctors making house calls thing because the U.S. medical system is so fucked up that doctors basically get abused when they're on staff with the amount of hours they're having to do, with the amount of procedures they're having to do, with the amount of political games they have to play, because they have to do things like not accept certain surgeries because they're a little too risky, and they get their pay judged by how many successful fucking surgeries they have. So doctors have started doing what's called the concierge system, which is where you pay a doctor on retainer to give you house calls. And they leave the medical industry at large, creating brain drain in rural areas so that they can go into the concierge system, which makes them more money, but doesn't actually provide any better care for fucking anybody.
Sir, do you see my new hat?
I see the duck.
Someone sent this to me. This showed up in my PO box.
We've gone full circle. We are back exactly where we were again, creating all of the same fucking problems we had from 120 years ago because our industry is that fucked. God, I can't wait to record this fucking essay. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So they say
16,000 words.
Everything is fine until the moment you need them the most, the healthcare people.
Yep.
Duct Tape Jape is going shopping. Have fun shopping.
Spectacular says, I actually lost my doctor because he went concierge. Yeah, that's a fucking problem. That's
Fun
bad.
fact, that gets exacerbated when you take abortion care into account because new doctors are not going to places that have abortion restrictions. So the articles will talk about maternity care deserts, and that is a real thing, that is a problem, but like just in general, healthcare is detrimentally affected by abortion restrictions because doctors are like, oh, well, what if I have like a pregnant patient who needs an abortion as part of their healthcare, and then I have to decide between giving medical care or going to jail?
Yep.
So I'm just going to go somewhere where I'm not going to have to make that hard decision. I can just give them the medical care, and it's part of my job because that's what I signed up for. Like, I became a doctor because I wanted to help people. Like most people who become doctors, it's not because they want the money, because being a doctor is really fucking hard. There are easier ways to make money. It's because they want to help people. And the healthcare system beats that the fuck out of them.
Yep.
People are calling this the Howard the Duck hat. Is this Howard the Duck?
I mean, it doesn't look like Howard the Duck to me. He doesn't look like a detective.
Is Howard the Duck a detective?
Yes.
I thought he was an alien.
Yeah, he's an alien that takes up being a detective.
Okay.
That's his shtick, along with smoking cigars and having half-breed babies with human women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, that's Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's just, it is once again a Christian scam where they slap the name Christian on it so that people will give it money because people automatically trust things that are Christian, because no good Christian would abuse that trust. It's not like there are ministers that have private jets like Joel Osteen and Kenneth Copeland.
If they tripped and fell into a vat of acid, the world would be one bad person better.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want the full thing, go over to Hemant Mehta's art website. Like, this is a long ass article. I ain't reading the whole thing. Just wanted to bring to light the scam that is Christian healthcare, and the fact that the American medical system makes this even possible in the first place. Because like, you don't see this in Canada. You know why? Because I don't have to pay for the doctor. So why would I pay a Christian ministry to pay for my doctor?